like, man, this is crazy good. Like, and then, you know, by the third act, you know, you're just on the edge of your seat. You're just on the edge of your seat. You're just like, oh my, what is about to happen now? Like,
what's good, everybody? This is Blaze Reviews. We're hitting you with all the latest movie news and reviews, but on a higher level. I'm Kay.
And I'm Rick.
And hey, before you go bury your goldfish in the backyard, why don't you do us a favor? Hit that subscribe button if you're new here, and go ahead and hit that like button also. It really helps us out. But for today's movie review session, we gotta take a hit of the latest horror joint based off that Stephen King novel. And a remake of the
1989.
Hey, 1989 came out that long ago.
30 years.
1989.
Y'all are turning 30, y'all. Hey.
Old ass bastards. And it's rolled up nice and tight by Kevin Koch and Dennis Weinmeier, the two directors. Man, that could be hit or miss sometimes.
Right.
But that joint I'm talking about is Pet Sematary. And Pet Sematary follows the Creed family who have just moved into a new home and are living a good life. Until one day tragedy strikes and somebody dies. And now the father dealing with that grief figures out from his neighbor that, hey, they got this Indian burial ground over there, bury some shit there, shit comes back to life.
Boom, presto change up.
Problem solved, right?
And for just $19.99, you can get 5 more resurrections, you know, for free of charge.
But unfortunately, when you bring something back from the dead, that shit don't come back the same. And now that family figured out that sometimes dead might just be better. So I didn't see this joint, only A-Dot did, but going into this joint, what kind of got you lit to go see Pet Sematary? Did you see like the original one?
I probably saw it on Sci-Fi Channel when I was like 5 years old and don't remember it at all.
I saw it when I was young too.
I often get it confused with Sleepwalkers, just because there's cats all over the place. They take place in Maine. They're both Stephen King. He
has so many horror joints.
Yeah, that's his thing. And they always take place in Maine because he's from Maine. Man, his childhood was just ridiculously traumatizing.
I'm gonna say, you know, he had a bad childhood. All this horror stuff he come out with.
Big time. But he's good at it.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of Stephen King's books.
Yeah, movie adaptations can be hit and miss.
Oh, man.
What was the last one that came out? It or did Dark Tower come after that? I don't know. I kind of watched Dark Tower.
We saw it for this channel, right?
Nah, we didn't. That came out the year before.
Okay, well, they came out within a couple months of each other then. In 2017.
It was September and
Dark Tower was like August.
Maybe y'all can help.
Dark Tower was August because that's a terrible time for movies to come out.
Yeah,
anyway.
That was terrible movies.
Oh boy. But what got me psyched for this was it looked like the trailer really hammered home the tone because that carried over into the film, like that stark, like dire tone. The cinematography was awesome. You know, a lot of that translated to the film. Sometimes it doesn't, but in this case it did.
I was worried looking at the trailer. I was like, damn, did they just give away the whole movie though? Because they show you like what's gonna happen.
They show the major beats, but there's a lot of stuff in there that I can't even like go into because y'all will trounce on me for spoiling the film.
But like Shazam?
Yeah, Shazam sucks though, so who cares?
But I mean, maybe this one was good. Yeah. Maybe it was bad. Maybe it was one of those good Stephen King adaptations, or it was another Dark Tower that we should avoid. Well, let's find out when we get to all the highs and downs. A-Dot got from seeing this joint. Let you know whether you should go Blade to go see it or not. So, what happened in Pet Sematary?
Well, first high, this is something I love about any thriller or horror. Just cut to the chase. Show me the main characters, and let's just get them in their situation, right?
None of that bullshit.
Right? Yeah, none of that. So the film just opens up with them moving into the house. And it's like, oh, okay. So it's already on the positive note because that's why I like Sinister. So there's going to be I'm going to talk about Sinister a lot during this review.
One of your favorite horror movies?
Right. I just like what they did in that film. So it starts out with the family. They have a couple of jump scares, but nothing that got me where I was like, oh man, it was mostly the sound editing guys who were just doing their thing.
So I take it has some good sound editing and stuff.
Yeah, the sound is good. I feel like there's long pauses and with long pauses it kind of draws you in, and they use all that. It's a great effect. Another high is whenever John Lithgow and Jason Clarke are on the screen together. It's just awesome.
Yeah, I got from the trailer that their chemistry was gonna probably be pretty good.
And it was. John Lithgow played Jud, their neighbor, and Jason Clarke was the father.
Hillbilly ass fucking neighbor.
Yeah. It wasn't creepy though. They intentionally like framed it so that he wasn't the creepy neighbor. Like they showed you straight up from our perspective. No, this guy is cool. He's just knowledgeable neighbor type of thing. He's been here his whole life. They give you that up front. So that was cool. And like you get that in the trailer because you get them like they have a buddy thing in the trailer. Yeah. And like he's like a shepherd, so to speak. And so that was cool. Like just seeing them on the screen together was awesome.
Was he as good as the original one though? Jud, I think played him.
Oh, I don't remember. I don't remember anything about the original. Yeah. And just I can say like after watching this, I don't even think it matters.
Yeah. Oh, it just far exceeded that one.
Yeah. Because I can assure you this exceeded that because this was a great film. I really enjoyed it. The all the horror elements, they kind of do like a breadcrumb thing, and then you look back and you're just like, oh, they drew this picture, this horrifying picture in this film without me even like realizing, not like a literal picture, but just the way that they use the elements of the horror.
They drew a little picture.
Yeah.
It's like,
oh my God, it's terrifying. But yeah, like the way that they wrap everything up in the final act is just beautiful. It's just
go into detail about the final act now.
Oh yeah, sure. I'm not. But no, like the way they wrap everything up, the dynamic between Jason Clarke and his wife, Amy Seimetz.
I don't think I've seen her or anything.
I don't think I have either. But their dynamic, it was really good. Just seeing like a father and mother like dealing with all these happenings and whatnot. It was so grounded. Yeah, there's like a mysticism, but it was so grounded, and that's why I bring up Sinister. Like everything was so grounded in their like approach to everything. It's different from Conjuring, where they're like go have the seance and they go find like the people who talk to ghosts and stuff. It wasn't like that. So, it was like okay, I could see what's going on here in the trailer. They show obviously the daughter passes away. And
but it's not a spoiler. It's in the fucking trailer.
It's in the trailer. Yeah, like my God. And in the trailer, he resurrects, he revives her through the Pet Sematary stuff.
But does it go like into different routes to where it's like, okay, it's different from what the trailer showed?
Well, it's not necessarily different, but through the characterizations, you get to see like what's going on there.
Yeah.
Because
so I don't feel like you got spoiled from what they showed.
Yeah, just the build up to all that was just done so deliberately and so well that you're like, man, this is crazy good. Like, and then by the third act, you're just on the edge of your seat. You're just on the edge of your seat. You're just like, oh my, what is about to happen now? Like, and there's a lot of character development in there, man. Like a ton of character development in there for the mother and the father.
Like Venom's level of character development?
I wonder who said that.
God, can't be. Bitch.
Yeah, between the mother and the father, they develop their characters like on a level that you just don't see in horror films anymore. Individually and through their dynamic together, this was so well written. This was so well written, dude. Like, it was on that, not necessarily that Quentin Tarantino level of dialogue, like the opening dialogue of Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, not the opening dialogue of Pulp Fiction, but the opening scene with Vince and Jules. Like, that's one of the like best dialogues. But they had some moments in there where it was this high level, and you got a sense of where the mom stood, where the dad stood, and overall, man, this is a great film. Yeah.
But it's not many downers you got from there, huh?
No.
None at all?
No, seriously, like, there was nothing I saw in here. I was like, that's dumb. I was like, man, no, it pulled you right in. The whole thing pulled me right in. I don't typically go for, I'm more of a sci-fi horror person. So like, things with ghouls and ghastly things, or maybe action horror, I go for that as well. But something like this is not my typical circle, but it was a good film.
So what would you rate it though?
Woo! Prepare for this, folks. Higher than a motherfucker.
Wait, are you drunk?
No.
That's typically the only time to give higher
No, didn't have a drop. Although the two guys that were around me were, maybe I was smelling their beer, and maybe that got to me. But no, dude, higher than a motherfucker.
Surpasses fire.
This surpasses fire, surpasses worth a hit. Dude, this movie, it's the best horror film in a while. Like,
easily the best horror film of the year.
Prodigy was solid. It wasn't perfect, but I liked Prodigy. But this was just like No.
On the
No,
like,
this is how you show a child, terrorize.
like Project
people.
came out and they were like, hell, oh, y'all think that's good? Hold this beer, bitch.
Yeah.
I'm about
Pretty
to
much.
show y'all.
Pretty much, yeah. Oh, you think sons are bad? Oh, daughters are just. They just go crazy, yeah. So yeah, seriously, higher than a motherfucker. This movie, I recommend it for all horror fans. I recommend it for all thriller fans. I recommend it for all Stephen King, people who love the Stephen King adaptations.
So I guess
Go
Stephen King's
see
on the
this.
road right now with his books and movie stuff right now.
Yeah.
It chapter 2 comes out this
Well,
year.
they're taking it seriously because his stuff's not meant to be, most of his stuff's not satire or meant to be taken in a campy way. Like a lot of it is very dire literature. Like the substance of it is very dire. The stakes are quite high, and I'm not even gonna go into to the end of this movie, but yeah,
Higher than a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Wow. First one of the year.
yeah.
I mean, hey, that's just his high opinion. What we want to know is, what did you guys think of Pet Sematary? Were you excited to see this latest adaptation of Stephen King's news joint? Or are you not excited at all? Let us know by sparking up the comment section below. Hey, let us know what your favorite Stephen King adaptation is, or book, or whatever. Hey, I'm Kay.
And I'm A.Rick.
If you're new to the channel, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and go ahead and hit that like button. You can do them both at the same time. You ain't doing shit. And, hey, did you play this today? I don't think I did. You need to.